Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome back to Let's Play Metro Last Light. After a little while break, this is episode 25. Graphics card died for a while there, but now it's back, so we can continue. I believe last time we crossed a bridge with the help of the Baby Dark One, and fought a whole lot of mutants, or snuck past them, with varying levels of success. And now we're trying to make our way to the surface entrance of Polis.
We are coming to Polis. Together. Come what may. The little one did not want to leave. Something is holding him. I don't yet get what. Nevertheless, I'm glad it is, because he is helpful.
I mean, he does give us the power of wall hacks. Or, I guess it would be ESP. And the weather is getting worse. I imagine it would be really uncomfortable to be wearing a hazmat suit and gas mask in the rain, the water leaking in. Actually, the hazmat suit is probably meant to keep out water, in addition to other things. So now we're at a sort of train depot for the metro system, which I assume is somewhere near Polis, being one of the major stations. Oh shit. Forgot there's a tripwire. It's pretty much all you have to do if you hear that fuse sound, just start running. And we still got a whole lot of filters. We have 26 minutes worth, so I'm not too worried about running out. Honestly, the filters aren't really a big concern in non-Ranger difficulties, because you just find so many of them.
Somebody there. Hard to see from here.
I do find it a little weird that none of these trains have any seats or anything in them. I mean, obviously the cushioning and all that would have rotted away, but the actual framework should still be there. So these are just weird, empty trains.
People, afraid of being attacked, but not evil.
Ah, somebody's rat storage.
Who are you? Where's your identification? I'm not fucking around.
Shit. It's all right, people. Stand down. He's a Polis Ranger. Going down to ring? Well, hurry up then. They're all jumpy. Didn't even want to let us through. I'm going to rest here for a while. We can do some trading if you want.
So, was Artyom just carrying that in his pocket? Because otherwise you had to dig under his suit and pull that out. I guess maybe he was, if that's sort of our only identification as a ranger. So these guys are just some random tradery folk heading through to Polis.
Great weather, isn't it, Polis Ranger?
This guy looks way more Mad Max than anyone we've
Just a
seen.
year ago, everything was frozen solid. Now it's hurricanes, like the sky is trying to kill us.
I guess he's probably a stalker with all those
I'll take a little
mutant
rain
teeth
while we're freezing to death.
in his mask scarf. Is he missing an eye? No, he's just wearing a... Well, he could be missing an eye under that.
And if you see Mira, tell him Pyotr said hi. We'll know.
We got an ammo trader and a gun trader here. So right now we're pretty much carrying 3 silenced weapons, which is kind of unnecessary, honestly. Especially since, even though I don't normally use it in my playthroughs, the Hellsing is way better than the other 2 for dealing with people, which is what you normally have to stealth by. What does this guy got? We can get another Absatz, or an RPK.
Buy this one, it won't fail you.
However, he is also the first guy that's selling the Preved.
Look at the state of this beauty, not a scratch.
This is pretty much shot for shot the most powerful gun in Metro, if I remember correctly, except maybe the Volt Driver. But it's a big anti-material sniper rifle that uses ammo that we don't actually have yet, but it's very, very few and far between. There's a couple places where you might want this in the game, but we're not going to buy it right now.
That's a great weapon. Suits you perfectly.
You know what? I'm thinking maybe we should just customize our VSV to not be silenced. Because we are going to need something for mutant fighting. Or I suppose we could trade it out for an RPK if we're going to do that, since it's not as good as just a general gun. Though it is more accurate, so maybe... Yeah, you know what? We'll customize it and try it out. Slap a laser sight on it, take off the silencer.
While we're still here, talk to me if you need anything. Come here, Agent. You do understand I'm not unpacking all of my stuff. Just the best.
And since we've got the Hellsing, I'll buy a couple arrows.
Come here. Let me exchange some ammo for you. These you can find only here. This is your chance.
You can see this guy doesn't actually sell the Preved ammo, which is that blacked out one there in the middle. Yeah, they're big giant-ass bullets, which we haven't picked up anywhere.
Look, buy anything you want.
Though you do find a
All
few
ammo is
throughout the game.
best quality. I shoot it myself, but it means quite easy.
Did you hear that Artyom was was wiped out? Some kind of plague. Shit. It's one station after another.
Despite the fact that there isn't really any windows or anything here that are keeping the corruption from outside out, we don't actually need to wear a gas mask in here.
Make your shit and let's go. Off we go.
People ahead, waiting for us, eager to kill. Don't know we're here yet.
So we've got another sort of stealthy level here.
Nothing here either. Clear.
With rooms full of guys. Though it's
Nobody
actually,
here.
it's not that hard to get through this part without being seen or even killing
Enemy
anybody.
sighted. Where?
Dark one there being clumsy.
He disappeared. Look for him. We'll fail the mission if we don't find him. Got anything? I got nothing.
You can also see these laser sights here when you're wearing your night vision. Because there are a few snipery guys hanging out and around. One there and one there.
That's the backup flight for sure. Knows how to hide. Stay sharp. What if he's not alone in there? What if the commander lied to us? Yes. What are we looking for? We're not picky. We're here to cut heads off, intercept supplies, break lines of communication. As if there were any around. Nobody here! There are more rats than caravans out here.
Well, that's a shame for him.
Stuck in the middle of nowhere while a war's starting.
Sometimes you can actually reach this guy. He lands close enough that you can take his stuff. And this is one of the things they were shooting earlier, down through the bars. There is actually a case there we gotta get around to. But yeah, so when you're trying to beat the game in a non-lethal playthrough, this area isn't really actually that big of a deal because you can pretty much isolate these guys and take them down. You know, I can just walk up to this sniper guy and be like, hey, what are you doing? And since that is for some reason completely silent, nobody will even notice. Except sometimes they'll fall off ledges and suddenly people will see them. So those right there are ammo for the Preved. You can see we got 2. So it is not a gun you're going to find a lot of ammo for in the entire game. And honestly, isn't really that useful because there isn't a lot of things that, you know, you can't already kill with the weapons we have. It's pretty much best for mutants, and specifically big mutants like the demons.
What?
Like that. Sometimes that'll happen and fuck you over because he falls in front of somebody. When you're sneaking, a fully charged Helsing shot will pretty much kill any of these guys, no matter how much armor they have. And since we have the sealed valve upgrade, or whatever it is, we can always keep it fully charged.
I saw you have these. Good? Now I know what for. I'll bring more.
Look at you, always trying to be so helpful.
I heal. I help. Not always enough strength alone.
So that door's actually locked before he does that.
Kulagin, take thinking and follow the path. We might still catch up with the caravan. Kliminski, stay here. Yes, Comrade Lieutenant. Yes, sir.
I think this area is actually probably the most difficult for staying sneaky without killing anyone, because it's very small compared to the other area.
There's no catching. They're long.
Alright, there would have been a diary entry here.
Why? It's only one caravan. Because we have orders. Now move out. I still don't think we'll catch up.
Some of those diary entries are really just Artyom philosophizing on the world of the Metro, similar to kind of what he does in the first book. There's a lot more of that sort of trying to figure the world out.
Hey!
And that's why you don't just stare at the wall while you walk. Weirdo. I almost confused the dark one there with a Nazi and threw a knife at him. That's why I turned away at the last second.
Fucking breath.
Hey, what the fuck?
Also, this area is very well lit compared to the other area.
Hey, was it?
Random guy stuffed in a locker with a fully upgraded VSV. Sorry, VSS. I always say VSV for some reason. As you can see, it's not really that hard to get through without just knocking everybody out.
Going out in the open. Hide your ass now! Yes, sir! Do I have to guide you ladies by the fucking hand? Tell me your orders!
We're to infiltrate the depot and wait for a ranger with a beast to appear. Then we kill the ranger and capture the beast.
So you do remember. But where's your stealth? Huh? You think the ranger's gonna give you a hug when he sees you? That the beast will roll over for tummy rub?
No, sir!
Screw up again and you'll be cleaning my boots the same way you kiss your mother. With your fucking tongue. You got that pizda?
Sir, yes, sir!
I like that he's lecturing him about stealth in an extremely loud voice. Like, this is not how you sneak! Let me tell you how to sneak while everyone around can hear it! Got a ranger symbol here, so that's how we know there's a shortcut instead of just walking straight through that door.
More people. Know of us. Very red. Very eager to kill.
They give you a whole lot of throwing knives in this too. Again, not in ranger difficulty, but normal difficulty, you get way more throwing knives than you can ever carry if you actually just pick them back up like you're supposed to. So, if we come up through here, you can see we're actually behind most of their hiding places.
So what if he's a ranger? We're pretty tough ourselves, eh? He's not just any ranger.
Huh?
Near circus. He wiped out an entire squad. How would you know? You weren't that circus. A couple of wounded made it out.
Hey.
They killed him bananas. The creature was more human. You better be careful.
Shut the hell up and focus!
Roger that. What up?
Nope.
Seems like someone.
I do believe I got myself seen by standing in the light a little too long. But I don't think he actually knows where I am.
Why the hell? Who goes there?
So they're on alert right now. Oh, now they know where I am. Well, that sucks for them, I guess. Alright, I gotta watch out for these snipers. Because they are in good positions. Alright, I hit his armor, didn't penetrate though. Oh, that light is blinding. Alright, we should probably keep these on. So I kind of fucked that up, but like most of the stealth in this game, it's not really that hard to recover and just kill everybody.
Stay cool, comrades.
I mean, if this was the first game, they would all immediately know that I went down here and would start throwing grenades or something. Because in that game, once you fuck up the stealth once, everyone knows where you are at all times. And there's no way to sort of sneak away and hide. Something I believe they fixed in the Metro 2033 Redux version.
Alright, let's move. Look for you. Be careful.
Alright, so yeah, they don't know where I am anymore. Oh, that guy's gonna see me though. Shh!
So, should we look for him? Yeah, let's get him.
And nobody else heard that, okay.
Watch your back.
Oh, I hit his gas mask.
You pig! I'm gonna get you for this!
I have no idea where that other arrow went. It kind of fired a little wildly. Alright, should be only 2 or 3 guys left. I don't know why I aimed for that guy's gas mask with the pistol, because the pistol will not penetrate a gas mask with the first shot unless you're shooting him in the back of the head. The Helsing, on the other hand, will fly right over his head. Alright, that could have gone better, but we didn't actually lose too much there. Lost a few arrows for the Helsing, but we'll survive. Again, I apologize for most of this episode being a single monochrome green, but it's kind of necessary in these areas not to just run around with your flashlight out.
Them again, black and red. They fear and still want to kill you.
And again, like the other stealth sections in these levels, they're kind of separated from each other in that if you get seen in one, everyone in the next one isn't on alert. Because apparently these guys don't use their radios at all to communicate.
What makes you say that? Because they won't stop until it's killed us all. Let them try. Tell you no one.
What?
Also, these areas seem about as covered as the first area we were in, but we need a gas mask here and didn't need one there? Please don't look this way.
What was that? Guys! The bitch is here! What's up?
Luckily, it's still pretty easy to get away from those guys through that secret tunnel. And you can see this is kind of where you have to use a medkit, because if you take damage and you're still sort of in a combat situation, your health won't regenerate like it does otherwise.
Attention! We've got company! Why would I know? Just watch it!
I don't know if that guy saw me.
You see him yet? What do we do now? Stay cool, comrades. He's right here!
He definitely saw me that time. Please not block my only escape. It's actually kind of hard to have depth of field with these night vision goggles. Anybody else want to give me trouble? You can see that the VSS is super accurate.
You know him, and he knows you.
I mean, that's pretty vague, little dark one. I really need a nickname for him. I feel like that's Artyom's biggest weakness is these doors, because someone always surprises him from behind them.
Lesnitsky, everything all right here?
Of course. Nothing ever happens in D6. Makes you wonder why we have to stand guard.
Looks like something important. All right, position taken.
Perfect, Lesnitsky. Now it is your turn, Comrade Morozov. We must field test this virus that we have obtained at such risk. I think you had some associates suitable for the task?
Yes, Czeslaw Andreevich, out of Venice. His bandits think I'm one of them, and if we pay them...
Spare me the details. I just need results. Is your task clear, Comrade Lesnitsky?
Yes, Comrade General.
You killed one of ours. You killed a ranger. Did you think we'd just let you go?
We'll see about that. I have a trump card. You.
See to it then. And you will have to handle Red Square, Pavel. It's the most critical part, and there's no one else I can trust with it. Do not let me down.
I won't, Comrade General.
Interesting. But I'm too tired. Need to stop.
So, we're given the choice to kill or knock out Lesnitsky. Obviously, one gives you negative points, one doesn't.
He is very bad. But you are right. Killing is worse.
Well, you say it like that, but One, we've apparently left him without his gas mask in a non-breathable area, so he's probably just gonna die in his sleep anyway. And two, even if he survives, he's gonna have to go crawling back to, oh god, the Nazis, essentially, having failed twice. And Corbett doesn't really seem like the type to forgive failure multiple times, since we also stopped him at s.t.a.l.k.e.r. So, now we're on the other side of the depot, and as we heard from that radio message, to get to Polis, we'll have to go through Red Square, which happens to also be, as we saw from that flashback, where Pavel has been sent.